Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for watching today. Happy Thursday. Hope everybody's morning is going well. So today, I wanted to tackle and remind you and make sure this is front of mind about how important rapport and follow-up are with people, and some ideas on how to break that barrier when talking to someone and putting them on your database and following up with them in the future, and things that you could say and things you should be thinking about, because remember, every single person you are connected to or talk to or run into is a potential client someday. And them being a client is 100% connected to what you do from the time you meet them to the time and follow-up. It's simple as that. It's true, 100%. Everybody is a potential client, just them. Not even to say they're going to refer you to someone. Every single person is a potential client, just when. And if you do a good job of some of the things I'm going to tell you, then you will get them. Example I've used before in the past: if you have 100 people, good contacts, 100 good contacts of people that you have a connection with, that you're following up with consistently, and you're top of mind, you will have a minimum of 20 transactions a year. People move within 5 to 7 years. If you have 100 people every 5 years, that's 20 people. That's just their house. And then if you add on, if you're following up with these people consistently, and they refer you to other people, there you have it. There's even more than 20 transactions. It is that simple. So let me give you some ideas and some things to think about when you're talking to people, running into people, and just the simple things of when you call them and what to say. That's one of the most commonly asked question I get when coaching agent is, what do I say? What do I do? How do I talk to them? So I'm going to give you kind of some basic sales things to do and things to think about and follow-up ideas. So one, it's a simple thing, but you have to build a rapport with people. And building a rapport with people is really being, when you're talking with them face-to-face or on the phone, behind a mask, you have to match what they're doing. You have to match what kind of personality they are, the things they're saying, like their tone, their volume, their speed, the way they talk, because people like to build a rapport with people that are like them. So if it's like a fast talker or a loud talker, I mean, you don't have to scream like them, but be a little bit, someone's talking fast and you're not a fast talker, what do you think they're going to think of? Those fast talkers are talking fast. I'm a fast talker. I'm sorry I am. I'm not the fastest, but I am fast. I mumble a lot because my mind is working faster than my mouth sometimes. So if you're speaking with a fast talker, you have to pick up the pace, because nothing irritates a fast talker more than a slow talker. Someone that's getting to the point, quick sentences, quick this, no long stories. They want someone that wants the story. They want the quick talk, story, not really long stories, but changing the subject and going over in bite-sized pieces. Someone talks louder, you got to talk louder. You can't be quiet, and the vice versa. If you're talking to someone slow that likes to tell stories, they usually want to hear stories. They want to hear more details and the emotion around with it. So be aware of what that person is, how they're talking, their tone, their volume, their rate of speed, type of language they're using. Not like, different languages like Spanish or English, but just the way they talk, different words and verbs and things that they use. And try to mimic it as much as possible within yourself, not so you're so different. Now, you can't be different, you don't want to be totally different, but just you're between yourself and where they are, so you can connect with them. So always take note of that, because people really like to talk to the people they're with. Do you have any friends or relatives or anybody that you're close to that when you see them with other people outside yourself, they totally talk or act totally different because they have a different relationship with those people than you? So, and you never know, you have to do your best to find out what is their base bottom line personality and what they do. So when you talk to someone for the first time or over a period of time, they're probably you're not your best friend or your relatives that you see all the time. They're probably going to go down to what their base kind of personality and their tone and how they do. So you could try to pick up on that. And if you're not picking up on that, probably a good chance that you're not listening enough. You're talking too much and not listening to what they have to say. Next is, of course, you have to go at all different angles: call, text, email, video. And many of you get my emails. I put all these videos on email and I send it through BombBomb. I love BombBomb. If you use BombBomb, it's a great email system. And it's also, you can text from it too. You can text messages from it. And BombBomb is a great tool for videos and sending emails with videos. It also tells you when they open it up, how many times they click your video and information. You can put links on your email, and it can pull up a report of who clicked the links. It can notify you as soon as they open it, so you know. So as soon as you send an email, if someone opens it, you could get a notification on your phone by email or text saying someone opened it, so you know they've seen it. And also could let you know if they watched the video you put onto it. So it's great reporting, and it could give you good information about who's following you, who's connecting with you. So call, voicemail, text, email, emails, video text. You got to do it all when you follow up with people. So be comfortable with it, work it out, come up with a plan of how you're doing that. Also, you got to do a better job of pre-qualifying people when you talk to them. Pre-qualify not just the loan, not the loan size. That's for the lender. That's when you definitely have someone looking for a house now. But pre-qualify them and what they really want and what they want to get done and when they want. So these some of the questions and the notes I put down, because I have to I always make sure I remind agents to write these down. Think about them before you make a call. You should be innate in you all the time when you're making your calls, but you might need that reminder. So here's it is if you want to write them down. And of course, you can rewind the video too. But you got to see what's their goal, how soon they want to move, why they want to move, who's involved, if it's them and a spouse and the family. Is it, a lot of people involved, if the family involved, the kids and their decision, if they like the area. A lot of kids today, definitely than what I saw years ago, is kids have a choice. Like they want to be. I've had agents tell me they have clients that are moving because their kids' friends are in a different neighborhood. They want to move because their kids would be happier. They move in this neighborhood or closer to school. So you got to know who are the important, who's involved in this decision, what's important to them. Also, you got to ask them, what's a plan B if they're looking for a house now or very soon? What's plan B if they don't sell their house or don't find a house that they want? Are they staying in their house? Are they going to what I mean by plan B, sometimes you don't ask these questions like, what happens if you can't find a house, especially in this market with inventory, in this area, in this neighborhood, in this city, and you need to move by a certain day? What's your plan B? So you could think of that, just so you can start looking in that area. Well, we will have to maybe downsize and move over to this neighborhood or this city, but I need to move by this date. Or, so you got to see if there is a plan B. And if there is a plan B, you kind of understand their mentality of, if something happens and they don't sell their house in a timely fashion, or they don't find a house. So see if there's a plan B. Usually it's staying where they're at, but sometimes it's not. They have to get out of where they're at. So make sure that. And then also along with that was like, what has to happen? All the things, all the stars line, what has to happen to get them to sell their house or buy a new house? What are all the things? Is it time? Is it a job? Is it they have to wait for a certain time? Sometimes people have to wait until they clear something on their credit, or maybe someone who's self-employed, they got to wait until they file their next tax return. There's different reasons of when that's going to happen. So again, that list is what's their goal, how soon, why, who's involved, what's important, what's their plan B, and what has to happen to get all those done. So think of that stuff every time you're calling someone, especially the people that are looking very soon. Next, you always have to try to have a connection with these people in a personal way. You don't have to be their best friend or invite them to dinner or anything like that, but with social media, with finding out about them, again, it's nice to have a connection with people, and you're calling not just to see if they're buying or selling a house, and you know something's happening. So I have agents that make their calls, or their prospecting calls, and if these people are on their Facebook, they log onto Facebook, breeze through, do a little bit of research, breeze through their Facebook if you didn't see it or not, and recently in a feed, but see what's going on in their lives. So the great thing about social media is you might have a glimpse of something that happened in their life, good, bad, whatever. You know what's happening. The worst thing, that's why I say something bad's happening in their life, and you're calling them up going, hey, how's it going? And you're in a great mood, and you didn't realize something bad happened in their life. And a lot of times, people with social media, if they don't have a lot, you might have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 friends on your Facebook, but you have to notice how many friends do they have. They might have 20, 30, 40. If you're one of those people that are the select few people they want on their Facebook, and you don't know what's going on in their life, that might be a bad thing. You go, oh my gosh, what do you mean you didn't see my Facebook? Because some people live by social media. They let their family and friends know. So do a glance on there. Let's see how active they are. If they're really active, see how many friends they have. See if you are one of a very few people. And if you don't know what's going on in their life, you're not going to build that rapport and that connection with them. So again, that is something you need to be aware of, because you don't want to find out something very good or bad to someone that thought that you're their friend on Facebook and social media, and they thought you were more connected, and you don't know what's going on. So something to think about. Now the follow-up, please write this down. The follow-up is very simple formula of when someone's buying a house. It's if someone's buying a house between 30 days, 90 days, or 6 months. These are people within the next 6 months, one of those three things. So if someone is saying, I'm going to buy a house within the next month, you better be connecting with them every day. Every day. Don't worry about bugging them, but also two things is, one, you want to give them a little bit of information. So if they're saying, hey, I'm looking to buy a house in the next 30 days in X city, whatever. So maybe you put it on your calendar every day, put it on your calendar, update Mr. Smith. Update Mr. Smith of anything new, happened, new listing. Again, they might not be looking right this second, but very soon, what's happening in the market, how many solds, how many that. And remember, let me know when you're ready. Please, if you need anything on any house, let me know first. Call me first. Remind them, because so many agents, people go to open houses, another agent calls them, they run into someone else, a family member that recommends someone else. Remember to tell them to call you first. So many agents lose business because they talk to someone, say, hey, call me when you're ready. And they go, oh, we're going to be looking very soon. Great. Call me when you're ready. And then all of a sudden, 2 months later, they follow up. They already bought a house. Don't let that happen to you. So follow up daily. If someone says within the next 3 months, that's 2 times a week. For the 60 days, then move it up. When you're within 30 days, it's every day. So again, this moves every two times a week. Put it in your calendar so you can't forget. Then, when it's within 30 days and you know that, it's every day. Next, 6 months, it's 2 times a month. Checking in on text, call, email, video, something, connect them or all, and do it 2 times a week, 2 times a month. And then when you're within 90 days, 2 times a week, within 30 days, every day. It's a simple formula to think about and do when you get a hold of someone. And if it goes within a year, again, it's 1 time a month. It's within a year, say, yeah, within a year, we'll be buying us. First 6 months, once a month. Then next 6 months, twice a month. Then twice a week. Then every day. So you got to do that. You can't have someone find out that someone all of a sudden sped up their timeline and you missed the opportunity and they went with someone else. It happens to everybody. If it does happen to you, you only have you to blame. That's it. It really is you got to be on top of mind all the time. And last thing I'm going to leave you with today is never accept no for an answer. Never accept no for an answer. These people, unless they hate you for some reason, who would hate you? But for some reason, If there's something, yes, you can take them off it, but never take no. So one of the things that I like to explain to agents, explain to buyers and sellers is this. Example, think right now, how many of you are using someone, some professional in your life because your parents introduced you to them, or a family member or a friend, someone that you've been using for years? Are you going to a doctor for years, you're like your whole life, because someone recommended them? You just didn't pick them out of the blue. Your family, your friends, hopefully you're not still going to your pediatrician, but someone you recommend. All right, a lawyer, an accountant, a plumber, a handyman. There's someone in your life right now that's a professional in their profession and in some service that you need, not consistently every day, every week, but maybe every month. You have that person because someone recommended them. And they recommended them, and you are so were so loyal to that person, they never have to call you. How many handymen, how many plumbers, how many doctors, doctors do this now, dentists. Now the doctors and dentists got smart. They start calling you when it's your time for your follow-up. They care about you, but they also want that money too. They're like, we got to call all our patients, so remind them of their follow-up so they don't go to another dentist, another doctor, another whatever. But how many handymen, how many contractors, how many plumbers, how many people are just sitting down calling their people, go, hey, by the way, you interested, you need anything, keep me in mind. They would get a lot more business if they did, but that's what you have to do. You have to find those people that know you and trust you and explain to them. Kind of put what I just said into your own words and explain to them, I want to be your trusted advisor in real estate, like your doctor, your dentist, anybody professional that you trust. And I want you to recommend me to all your family and friends. I want to be there for you when you need me. And I want to follow up with them because they're all going to need me someday. They're all going to need me. When? It's just a when. So how can I get a hold of them? Ask for names and numbers so I can connect with them. Promise them you're not going to sell them anything, because you can't sell them a house. I can convince them, but just introduce yourself to them. And most people would go, that's great. I would love my kids, my cousins, my friends to have a trusted person that I trust in real estate to help represent them when they're ready. Don't just go to someone they just found online. Who knows who they get, who they find if they walk through an open house. So you got to explain that to people, that's what your goal is, to help them, help their families, help all their referrals. So you never should take no for an answer. Like, you explain to them, well, I would like to add you to my database. I want to follow up with you over the next few years. So if you're looking in the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, I will follow up to you. I want to be on top of your mind when you're ready. And I'm always here to let you know what's going on in real estate and in your market at any time. So there really shouldn't be a no. Someone's going to need you all of the time. You just have to figure out the best way, without reading a script, explain them that they're going to need you. And you want to be that person to help them. So hopefully what I just said helps you build rapport, helps you figure out follow-up, helps people, things to say to people to build that database. And your goal is a minimum of 100 great people, and you'll have a great career in real estate. If you have 100 good people will recommend you, will use you, and you're following up with them, you will have a great career in real estate, and we'll keep building on from there. So that's it for today. Remember to use me as a resource. Feel free to call, text me, email me, and we'll book some time to go over this more in detail or any of my other videos. So that's it. Have a great Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow at 11 on Friday. Bye-bye.